Hi. Let's see, it's Tuesday. How is everyone doing? Welcome to Bead with me. I'm Kay, your guest from Stars Beads. And I took the day off, if you guys didn't notice yesterday. It was my birthday and I completely enjoyed myself. So thank you for all the birthday wishes. It was a good, for me, a kind of a 3-day weekend, but I was busy frantically trying to get those buttons from Friday night packaged and sorted and shipped to you guys. So there's going to be a lot of happy packages being delivered this week. So if you got one, you might want to post and share because we completely sold out and not everybody got to get what they wanted. So, but not to worry, I have another round. I have asked to see how much is left. I have gotten more, but I'm told that there is not many left of them. So if you guys like those vintage buttons, make sure you're keeping watch because I will be letting you know when they're going to be available again. I've got another shipment coming. It does take me some time to sort them and make them into pretty little packs for you. So maybe not this Friday, maybe the next Friday. Okay, so hey Paula, how are you guys doing? How is everybody this afternoon? Okay, so today, so if you guys were watching over the weekend, then you heard that this Friday's Friday night sip and shop is going to be highlighting Stars Clasps. So this week I thought we would talk about clasps and all different kinds, all the different styles that there are, and maybe some of the benefits of using one kind or another. Hey Gina, how's it going? Okay, so let's see. So what I brought in, I'll start off with kind of the basics of what people are used to. Thanks Elaine, thanks for my extra birthday wish. I plan on celebrating actually all week because it's birthday week plus it's going to be Mother's Day. So then we can all be celebrating this week. Okay. So I was going to start off with talking about clasps, different types of clasps, since we are clasp makers, and showing off some of the things that have been designed by Stars Clasps. So my husband and I design a lot of these sterling closures that we work all over the country with different artisans to bring you a lot of cool designs. So we're always open to ideas. We're always creating ourselves. Okay. All right. So let me start off with the basics and I'm going to turn the phone around and we're going to talk about lobsters. We'll talk about the original pearl clasp, and then I'm going to show you just some cool ones from Stars Clasps. Okay, you can go on to www.starsclass.com and you will see a whole, now that business is online. So Stars Beads is not online. We have a lot of SKUs. Stars Clasps is our specialty line and that we do carry online. Okay, so you will see a lot of these that I'll be showing today as we are discussing different styles of clasps. You will be able to find them online and you can order them. They can be delivered here to the shop. They can certainly be delivered to your home, and we do quantity discountings there. So the better deal you get, the more you buy. You know how that goes. Okay, so sterling clasps is what we really specialize in. I'm going to start off with, let's see, I had these in an order, but then I kind of threw them everywhere. So they're a little crazy. So one of the more known clasps, we're going to flip this baby around here. Hey everybody, for those joining. All right, clasps. Clasps are fairly important because they, last week we've been doing a lot of things with buttons, right? Okay, using the button as a clasp. Okay, you can certainly do that. However, this we're going to be showing off. Here is a very popular style. It's also known as the lobster claw. Okay, this particular style is what I also call a trigger clasp. So you'll see these in different sizes, different shapes. Some are, a little bit more rounded. But this is kind of great for guys because, they're oftentimes really rough on their things. And so of all the clasps, I would consider this one probably the most secure of all of them, okay? There's no way generally for any opening. So unless, something's wrong with this spring, will be The only reason you probably have something maybe come out, or you know, your attachment somewhere along the way. This specifically, I love. It's one of the most popular here in the store because it has a swivel bottom, so it doesn't get your pieces all twisted up. We carry this in several different sizes. Okay, and one of the original also clasps ever designed and manufactured is, this is literally called the pearl clasp. Okay, it was the traditional, what was put on two pearls when they knotted them. So let's see if we can zoom in on some of these clasps. Okay. Okay, so oftentimes people are trying to put their nails to this. Okay, the best way I find to open this kind is actually to squeeze your whole fingers on them. And then you'll see that it has a little hook. Okay, that's oftentimes considered a safety. So if for any reason this does unhook, then you would catch the necklace before it opened up. Okay? So that is what's called a pearl clasp. Then on multi-strands, this is a popular one in the tube. So slide tubes, they'll open this way. Okay, so you can add 3 strands. Let's see. Alright, I don't think I was thinking I had one with it, but they have different closure endings. Oh, you know what I do have on there? So if we're using a tube style, you can see something like this. We actually didn't use 3 strands on it, but you can see the attachment here. Okay, and then when you slide it together, you can do a 3-strand. In this case, we like the width, so you could cut out the center one and just use the 2 strands, okay, in this style bracelet. We'll be showing how to design that one here coming up. So that's a tube style clasp. Okay. Next thing I'm going to show you is, this is kind of an older style design also, and this one is sparkly and beautiful. This one is one of Star's class. This is RS-29. So if you're going on to Star's class, you can reference these numbers and you can find and order them. Okay. So this style we carry, I believe, in both magnetic and in screw style. But this, I wanted to show you how that works. These will come in different designs out there in the market, but this is showing off a screw style. I think last week in a bead with me, I was wearing a pink necklace, and I had one with black crystals on it in the center. So these are clasps that oftentimes, the original ones, the first ones that I showed you, are kind of your standard. Okay, very utilitarian, versus now we're getting to things that are a little bit more exciting. Okay, so that's a screw style clasp. All right. Now, in the shop, we carry a lot of your simple ones, like the first ones we showed you. Now I'm going to be leading into some of Star's clasps as I introduce different styles to you. Okay, so the first one I'm going to show you is a toggle. So toggle is going to be a bar. Okay, so this is a Star's class. This is T160. So you can see that beautiful sterling design. Okay, so you can see that you will pull this bar through and set that right up on top. This here is another toggle. So this is will go with your everyday. But then we also do fancier ones. So like I was saying, that clasp no longer have to be just a part of your necklace. It can really become a designer part. So you can put on a strand of beautiful pearls and set this right in the front and make it your centerpiece. Okay, one of the things when you are using a toggle is you do want to make sure that you have enough length to pull that bar through. So either small beads or chain is helpful. Also, here's another one. So Stars Clasps also carries a beautiful gold line of closures. Let me see if I can put that here, like that. So that's also a toggle, or a tree of life. Toggles are one of my favorites. One of the things about toggles, okay, if you are putting them on bracelets and you tend to like your bracelets a little loose, okay, we're talking pure physics here. So if you put your arm down, okay, and you put your arm down and you get that slack happening in your bracelet, this bar does have a chance to go back through, okay? But if you like the snugger fit, you know, toggles are kind of on a, you got to pull from left to right, so it needs to have some tension and weight coming from both sides to help it stay in, okay? When using toggles. Okay, next style I'm going to show you is a hook. Okay, a lot of us, as we are getting older, it's not as easy to open and close our clasp. So we oftentimes move to a hook or magnetic. So those will be the next two that I show. So hooks you recognize is going to have, obviously, that hooks and then a small little attachment in this case. So Stars Clasps also carries very simple, your everyday. But most of the time, we like to go fancy because everyone else can do that every day. So you can go to moving to something like this and see how pretty that hook is. We're big shell fans, so here's another popular one. So this hook here is going to slide right out. Okay, and then there's two rings on both sides here. Here's the number for that one if you like it. Okay, and that's a good secure, so this hook is long enough so that way then their chances are very, very minimal in losing any of your necklaces or jewelry. Now, one of the things about hooks, okay, you want to make sure is that, again, if you have a lot of slack, this is what happens, right? That's just natural physics. Okay, so again, these need to be kind of weight-based. So having some weight on both sides is very helpful. I really tell people to avoid using a hook on a bracelet. Okay, I have seen people do it. Okay, but if you're opening and closing this so that you make sure that you don't lose it, eventually it's going to break at this point. Opening and closing. So if you like that kind of plain simple, use a lobster. Those were designed to be opened and closed. So those are some pretty hooks. Now this is one of Stars Clasps that we can it's kind of in the middle. So we call these our sister clasps. The way these work is you can see those lines match up, and then this one has a slit here. Okay. If you line those up here, they like magically come apart. We carry this in a couple different sizes, but this is one of my favorites. So if you have some of those big and chunky, this is a nice big style looking clasp without all that weight. Okay, so very, very pretty. So we call those our C or our sister clasp. That one, let's see, the code number, that's CC11 on starsclasps.com. Pretty, pretty. And then Stars Clasps is especially known for their box clasps. So if you weren't with us the other night, we introduced something beautiful like this. Okay, just like stone, some of our clasps are hard to show online, and it's not something that can be duplicated, so they don't always show up online. So come Friday, we will be showing some class that you won't necessarily see online. Now, the difference, let's see, it's going to be all different sizings. We have ones that are plain silver. We have ones set with stone, pearl. Now, what makes it a box clasp is going to be this tongue. So you're going to push down on that, and you're going to open that right up, and you can push this back in. You'll hear that nice snap, okay? And have a ring attachment on both sides. Okay, so when you're doing a design, so say you're having a gorgeous set of pearls, right? I don't know if you guys saw these beautiful things online, but you want a beautiful closure, so you can choose a clasp that really goes with the design. So see how that looks? Let's see if I can get that to sit nice. Okay. Oh, I forgot to show off magnetic. So there's a couple styles of magnetic also. So you'll be seeing a lot more of these fancy ones from Stars Clasps on Friday. Otherwise, you can get more of your everyday, some cute, sweet ones also on starsclasp.com. Or you can get this set because it goes beautifully together already for you. Okay, so magnetics. Okay, quick, easy. So next step in clasp when arthritis or your dexterity dealing with our hands and stuff, it's not as easy to put things on, or simply if you just want to put it on quick. Okay, magnetics are fantastic. Okay, quick, easy, pop together, and still strong. Okay, but obviously if you get caught really hard onto something, it does open. Okay, but if you think all clasps have some sort of opening, which would then be considered a so-called Achilles heel, your weak point, but it's got to come on and off. So if it can open, it can obviously come off. Okay, so every clasp has its weak points. So magnetics, although they are fantastic, they are not going to hold up the whole world, okay? So trust your gut. If you are trying to put so much weight onto your magnetics, then trust that you probably put up too much weight. All right, so Stars Clasps, actually, wanted to show this one off. Here's this magnetic. Okay, designed. Okay, my husband is super ingenious, and so he created a design where it is magnetic here, okay, but it has an added safety here. So this sets in so that when you pull here, you're not going to be losing anything. Okay, so this is a great clasp if you want things that are a little bit nicer, you know. And this, just for a highlight today, is, you know, clasp is just like silver beads. You know, we get a lot of our inspiration from things in the world. So I brought this piece because, you know, we carry this around to bead shows and kind of show people, you know, we see these beautiful designs, and then we oftentimes mimic the things that we want to adorn ourselves with something very, very similar, right? So we created a toggle with this style idea and put a bar through here. Okay, so then it really makes your pieces look different, makes it very unique, okay, because it's all in the components. I've told you guys, you know, who do get a chance to come to our store, is that the secret is all in the components. It's all the parts and pieces that you end up using. We all have big, beautiful beads at home, right? Okay, we have those too that we want to make into an earring. We have that big, beautiful strand, you know, that we collected on our travels. Completely understand, you know, but then it's all those small little findings that, like the clasp or the earring component, just that little touch, that's what makes those parts and pieces uniquely your jewelry when you create it, is putting all those combinations together to make it yours, okay? Which is what Stars Clasp really tries to do, is being able to provide those cool designs that can speak a little bit of you. Okay, so thanks for joining me, you guys, here. That is our Bead with Me. Tomorrow, don't forget, is going to be our Zoom meeting. So if you want to talk about clasp, how to choose the right clasp, what makes, what is into making those decisions, we can talk about it tomorrow. So tomorrow, 2 o'clock, we'll do 2 to 4 for our Zoom room. I will hop on here to remind you guys how to get onto there. And then we'll be back on Thursday. And then don't forget our Friday Sip and Shop at 8 p.m. And we are highlighting Stars class. So you can rerun the feed if you want to take a look at some of the closures that we went over today as we discussed all the different types of clasps there are. Okay, they really, really can make a difference on your designs. I actually meant to wear more for you guys today, but I so thoughtfully left that box of jewelry at home in terms of the closure. So probably on Thursday or Friday, I will show you some other designs so you can really see how a clasp can really make your piece. Okay, thanks for joining me, you guys. Have a great rest of the day. It looks like it's going to be a rainy week, so it'll be a good time for beading, okay? Have an awesome day.